Hello. The purpose of this video is to explain how to put in furniture or draw furniture in your floor plan. So as our project is a cafe, the furniture we're going to put in are dining tables and lounge chairs. So once you've finished your floor plan and laid it out correctly, you may want to put in some furniture for presentation to the owner. In doing so, we need to research the distances required for proper seating. The architectural graphic standards, this is a 10th edition. I believe there's already an 11th or 12th edition, provides some ergonometric and anthropomorphic data on how people move about and how they sit and clearances they require. So this is a book that most architectural students use in college, and there's a lot over here. Egress, measurements, movement, typical or standard heights. Yeah, so for adults and children too. Here's some seating. Uh, here's a table and reach areas. It also works for counters and reach areas for typical female and typical adult male. Here's some counter seatings too. Here's minimum requirements. So these data or these measurements, anthropometric data, and it's in the architectural graphic standards. But you can also find them scattered all over the internet. Okay, so there are some images that you can look and help you get influence with seating. I collected some of them. And let's start here. Because we can't really interview a real owner, we can't really ask um, what are the seating arrangement that the owner envisions for the cafe. Is it just a regular coffee shop, a mini restaurant? There's not even a kitchen in uh, the plans that's on the requirements. So when it comes to seating, it often has to do with the exact furniture that the owner plans to buy or purchase. So what we can provide is just basic seating, and the actual seating depends on the actual size of the furniture. Here are some minimum clearances if you wanted to do like a banquet table. If there's a fixed table that's 24 inches by 30 inches, that seats two. Basically, you could either have a chair on each side, or you can have a continuous seating. And you've seen this before in small restaurants or food joints. If you wanted to have like a single table, these are the spacing required of them. Or if you have a four seated table, then this is the requirements for spacing. So here are other sizes of tables too, and the required aisle. And I would um, put a link on this document on Canvas. And here are tables sizes, square table sizes for the number of people. Okay. Now we can draw them, or we can go to like a website that has free of these furnitures, and all you can do is download these. Okay, so this website is from this website, dwgmodels.com, and then we can download this by clicking a button. Make sure that you have like a pop-up blocker because typically you're going to be bombarded by ads or pop-ups. So make sure if you're using Chrome, that you've installed some kind of pop-up blocker. Anyway, when you click download, it should download that on this corner over here. And when you click on that one, AutoCAD should open up and give you these blocks. So again, all you're going to do if you want to arrange them is simply select on that one, right click and go to the clipboard, and then you're going to copy. And you go back to your first floor or second floor, You want to go back to your model space, and then you wanted to right click anywhere and then clipboard and then paste. Okay. Now, when you paste them, they will typically have the layer of whatever layer it was drawn on. Okay. So you might need to change them into a different layer. And if you put them in that a layer, it will occupy, it will adopt the color of that layer. So these are called furnitures. Okay. So we're going to create a layer, A, and then fern. And because we don't have any old, we don't need to really put in new. Okay, unlike this window, we put in a wind dash new. But you don't need to put the new because you really don't have any old ones. Okay, so furniture. Now you may want to just pick the thinnest of them all, or you may want to pick out a gray color object so that it doesn't print black and it prints actual grays. Remember that the black colors, we assign them to these colors 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. But the gray colors at the end of the color selection, the 251, 52, 53, 54, 55, okay, they are the gray colors. You can pick one of them and then click OK. And when you transfer that to that layer, it should adopt that color. Now, if you wanted to see what this color would look like, you again type in preview. Nope. You go to layout and then type in preview. And basically, that's how it's going to look like. Okay. Um, when you've laid out your furniture, you might need to adjust some spacing. So um, let's go back to AutoCAD and try to space them. Okay. Um, just like how you would on a regular restaurant. So you may want to rotate that depending on your design. Again, in reality, we are just placing these designs or this furniture just on as a rough idea on where to put them. Okay. You may want to put some lounge chairs like these. So select, right click, clipboard, and copy. Go back, right click, clipboard, and paste. Okay. And then select and change it to layer fern. Again, these are just rough placements or arrangements. Okay. And you may want to explode them so that you may when you explode them, they might change back into the original layer. So you have to select them and put them back again into that layer of furniture that you created. Okay. The color could also be object color, so make sure that this one is selected as a bilayer. Now you wanted to explode them because you might want to space them or rearrange that block setting. My audio cut out, so I think I accidentally pushed the mute button on my keyboard. But anyway, I exploded so that I can rearrange the furniture. You might want to move it wherever you want to. Uh, we are not really going to design this or arrange this to the number. We're just going to do a rough representation of the seating that indicates that that area is at the cafe area. So don't worry about if you're really following the architectural graphic standards. You just want to provide spaces where people will walk around. So you may want to move tables to put some walkway around the table. Now remember that you also have the second floor to put furniture on. So once you have put in furniture for the first floor, you can just sort of copy those uh, furniture you have on the first floor by going to the clipboard and copy, and then go to your second floor and just go into the clipboard again and paste, and then you can arrange them as you see fit. Okay, so you have two floors to put furnitures on. Don't forget, there's also might be some rooms that you might need to. So yeah, I'm going to provide a copy of this document so that you can look at it. I'm going to provide a website link so where I grab those blocks. But yeah, in AutoCAD, your next assignment or in this week 5 module is to put together a PDF with room numbers, with area measurements or area square footage. And you may want to move around the text when they are on top of furnitures. Okay, so um, again, make sure that they are in the correct layer, and don't forget that you have an outdoor seating, so you may just want to copy the table inside, and so make copies and arrange them for the outdoor cafe. If you have an outdoor cafe, if you don't have one, you don't need to worry about it. Make sure you preview, and you will see that some texts are going to be on top of this furniture. Now, if it bothers you, it certainly bothers me when they have that much overlap. I can just move about these text. One important thing is you should also put your name on the lower right corner. So you should say like drawn by, and then your first name or first initial, and then your last name, and make sure that you put those texts clearly inside the paper. We're not going to print them, but we're going to create a PDF file. Just make sure that it's on the lower right corner. Um, and when you do are finished with your layout, you can certainly preview this and look at how it's going to look when you're just about to submit them. And again, if the thickness of the lines, always think about line type. If the thickness of the lines are okay, then good. But if something's bothering you, like furniture is under text and the space is tight, you may want to think of a way to separate those text and furnitures. So you may need to like move stuff around, even though it's like not inside the space that you are referring to. Yeah, you may just put them adjacent to the actual space that you are calling out. So you can just put it right besides that one. Move about your titles if they're too close to each other. Now, if you want to like um, draw a line just for style, yeah, it'd be okay to add something that adds a little bit more character for presentation. Again, make sure that when you're finally finished with your layout, that you preview it and see what's going to look like. You want to see dark lines for the walls, and you want to see like maybe light, thin lines for the furniture. You can also put in or change your color to gray. Yeah, and so that's going to be your next assignment for this module is to create a PDF. Remember that we have two floors. I'm going to provide you a document for those. Okay?